Okay. Welcome to 989 Tech Talk. This show is an affiliation with Africa Business Radio, your number one online radio station. 989 Tech Talk covers all things tech in the agricultural space. My name is Michelle. I am mad about tech. No. Good morning and welcome to another wonderful edition of 989 Tech Talk, a daily tech show that dives into the global tech ecosystem. This show is brought to you by 989 Workspaces and Africa Business Radio. I'm your host, Michelle, and of course, I'm totally, absolutely, ridiculously mad about tech. Now, here's what you'll enjoy on the show today. In no particular order, the show kicks off with tech trends and updates. Next, we'll be having a guest in the studio. She's a founder of a company called iBase Limited. The company builds websites and apps, and it helps businesses and community work better. Next, we'll have another guest who runs a travel tech company, and she can't wait to tell you all about her business. Following that, we have gaming, artificial AR and VR, augmented reality and virtual reality. That was a mouthful for me. And then last but not least, we have tech jobs and events. As usual, before I jump into today's topic, let's catch up a bit. Follow us on Africa Business Radio on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And also follow us on Africa Biz Radio on Twitter. Remember, the show is brought to you by 989 Workspaces. Kindly follow at 99 Tech Talk on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Now let's get into it. Let's get into the tech updates for today. WeWork and Uber, they cost SoftBank Vision Fund a quarterly loss of $8.9 billion. That is a lot of money. Now, SoftBank has reported a quarterly loss of 970.3 billion yen in its Vision Fund, which typically amounts to $8.9 billion at the end of September 30th. WeWork wasn't entirely responsible for all of that loss. Companies like Slack and Uber also took part in that. WeWork was valued at $47 billion in January, but guess how much they are worth now? WeWork is valued at $7.8 billion as of September because their potential IPO investors were spooked once they got a look at WeWork's financial result. That's absolutely crazy. Now, moving on to tech updates, Uber is entering the ads business. This week, we talked about how business are diversifying, and Uber is no exception to that. Uber recently launched Uber Money, and now they're now entering into the ads business. This would be a revenue stream that they won't have to split with its drivers. An Uber spokesperson confirmed that the company would be entering into the ads business, and the spokesperson also said that they're exploring relevant ads in Uber Eats. And according to the spokesperson, he said selling the ads could help improve on margins. The fresh opportunity in the ad comes at a critical time when Uber is desperate to show its future potential in the face of a sagging share price that closed at 28.02 yesterday, down 40% from a high of $46.38 in June. Today, Uber's post-IPO stock lockup expires and early investors are able to sell their shares, putting newfound pressure on its stock. That is absolutely crazy. But I'm happy again that the business is diversifying, generating new streams of income. Next on tech updates, a Cameroonian startup business called Hello Cater has launched an online marketplace for catering services that makes it easy for businesses and individuals to connect with reliable caterers and restaurants. Hello Cater was launched in June, and it lists caterers for a variety of different types of functions, including meetings, weddings, funerals, and coffee mornings, and allow users to choose based on best fit and previous client reviews. Hello Cater is a self-funded business and is only operating in Douala and Yaoundé. I think I ruined that name, but please don't kill me. Hello Cater plans to expand to other Cameroonian cities in the coming months. The platform is currently free for caterers, but Hello Cater will soon begin to charge a 5% commission on bookings made through its platform. That's really nice. I'm proud of them, considering the fact that it is self-funded. Next on update is video game addiction. China imposes gaming curfew for minors as video game addiction becomes an issue. The government has announced that gamers under 18 will be banned from playing online between the hours of 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. They will also be restricted to 90 minutes of gaming on weekdays and 3 hours on weekends and holidays. It's part of China's latest move to curb video game addiction, which officials say is damaging to children's health. Gamers 8 to 16 years old can spend up to 200 yuan in Nigerian naira, that's like 10,500 per month, while those between the ages of 16 and 18 can spend up to 400 yuan, which is 21,000 naira, on their gaming account. China is one of the world's largest gaming markets. And I see why in Nigeria here, kids who, whenever they're on holidays or even when they're not going to school on weekends, you see them playing Fortnite. They play Fortnite into the early mornings, and it's just crazy. So I think that we should also have this imposed in Nigeria, as this would help minors. It really, really does affect them. The fact that they can play game and interact with their friends anywhere in the world is really addictive. Even adults get addicted to it, how much more kids. Next on tech updates, Kenya, Nigerian, Ghanaian hub networks to collaborate. Network of tech hubs in Kenya, Nigeria, and Ghana have agreed to work together towards an integrated innovation ecosystem between the three countries. That's wonderful. The collaborations will see 3 organizations, all of which are part of AfriLabs, work together to encourage knowledge exchange and capacity development programs. It will provide a framework of cooperation and facilitate collaboration between the association as they share common interests within the continent. We really do have what it takes to succeed in Africa. All we need to do is collaborate some more, and we will get to do some more in terms of the ecosystem and help startups and people who are trying to grow their businesses. Last but not least on tech updates is WhatsApp. Have you ever been irritated by somebody just adding you to a group chat that you never ever asked to be a part of? That's absolutely irritating and annoying. So WhatsApp now gives you more ways to avoid annoying group chats. How? So you're able to block people from adding you to group chats. So WhatsApp updated its privacy settings to replace the original nobody option with a contact except a choice that adds you to a chat. For example, a co-worker can't rope you into a spot discussion without your permission. Like earlier, a chat administrator who doesn't have permission can still send a private invitation through an individual chat. The feature should be active now on Android iOS. This is an acknowledgement that unwanted group invitation are still an issue, but it's also part of an ongoing effort to fight fake news. I like the fact that they're doing this. This is absolutely wonderful. Now I can decide to ignore any group chat anybody tries to add me to. I'm like, no, I don't want to be a part of that. Get off my phone. And that's it for Tech Updates today. When I come back, we have a guest on the studio who will tell you all about her tech startup and what she's doing in terms of digital software and skill development in Nigeria. I will talk to you soon.
You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available as podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Doing business in Africa can be complicated. Politicians sometimes create circumstances that hurt businesses and consumers, and then they hide behind a wall of to avoid taking responsibility for their bad economic policies. On Red Tape Africa, we slice through the jargon, drawing a direct link between government actions and their effects on businesses across the continent. Red Tape Africa is where we break down the jargons of business and economic policies in plain English so that you can understand how the impacts on your business and on you. Join us every Tuesday and Thursday on Africa Business Radio as we deliver an impartial verdict on these policies. Red Tape Africa, Economic Policy Impact in Plain English.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board the flight that takes you from stricken to straightened. We are seconds from takeoff. We ask that you please fasten your earpiece into your eardrum and please log on to africabusinessradio.com to avoid being distracted. Thank you for choosing Africa Business Radio. Enjoy this cerebral journey. You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available as podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Doing business in Africa can be complicated. Politicians sometimes create circumstances that hurt businesses and consumers, and then they hide behind a wall of to avoid taking responsibility for their bad economic policies. On Red Tape Africa, we slice through the jargon, drawing a direct link between government actions and their effects on businesses across the continent. Red Tape Africa is where we break down the jargons of business and economic policies in plain English so that you can understand how the impacts on your business and on you. Join us every Tuesday and Thursday on Africa Business Radio as we deliver an impartial verdict on these policies. Red Tape Policy Impact in Plain English.
Okay. Welcome to 989 Tech Talk. This show is in affiliation with Africa Business Radio, your number one online radio station. 989 Tech Talk covers all things tech in the agricultural space. My name is Michelle. I am mad about tech. No. Welcome back to 989 Tech Talk. I have a guest with me in the studio. Her name is Omo Clark. She's the founder of a company called iBears Limited, a company that builds websites and apps and helps businesses and community work better. iBears is also close on the digital/software development skills in Nigeria. Welcome to the studio, Omo.
Thanks for having me, Michelle.
Thank you for coming in today. I appreciate that. Can you tell us a bit more about what you do, your company does?
What iBase does is we build software solutions, which is anything from websites, databases, mobile apps, enterprise solutions and that.
Okay.
And we also teach people to do the same.
Amazing.
And on the back of that, we've got two products called HandyJack, which is for people to find tradespeople, handymen, around them, and also extra for people to find spare bedrooms to rent in a house or a flat share.
That's wonderful. Now, in terms of the website development, how affordable is it to build a website, basic or dynamic?
How often do we build websites?
No, I'm saying like how. So if I want to build a basic website, for example, how much would it cost me and how long will it take typically?
Oh, okay. So it depends on what you want, really. So website development, as in proper software application development, depends on your requirements and the complexity.
Okay.
But a basic one.
Right.
So, for example, actually, let me just digress a little bit.
Okay.
At the moment, we have what we call the online startup kit.
Okay.
Which is basically to help small businesses get online and get visibility, because we discovered that in Nigeria, even though people say we've got 37 million MSMEs, micro, small, medium enterprises, over 700 MDAs, that's ministry, departments and agencies of the federal government. But yes, less than half of them are actually online.
Right.
So we have this product on the go now, which is 60,000 actually.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Within a week, will produce you an international standard website.
Nice.
Yeah. And that comes with free hosting, free domain registration, free SSL. That's a secure socket layout certificate to prevent malicious attacks.
Right.
It's a 10-page website, though. You know what I mean? Just a standard website to get you going, and we can build on from that. So that's, you know what I mean? That's roughly how it takes. But then you might want an e-commerce website, you know, to sell online. And that might take a little bit longer.
Okay.
You might want something like a proper marketplace. You know, we get a lot of requests for that. I want a marketplace for online directory, rather, for lawyers, for doctors. You know what I mean? That's a little bit more complex. So those it can go on for up to 3 months. So it depends on the complexity, really. So anything from 1 week to like 3 months.
No, that's wonderful. So they'll get all of that. With the startup kits, they get all of that for 65,000 naira. Is that what you said?
For the online startup kit, that's 60,000.
That's 60, right?
You know, so you get all of that. So that's our contribution to help to close the digital gap in Nigeria.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
No, that's actually a steal. That's a steal. So tell us a bit about HandyJack, please.
HandyJack is an online platform for people to find trade workers, i.e., artisans, as they call them in Nigeria, handymen, technicians, you know, for repair maintenance jobs and for one-off specialist projects.
Right.
So you can go and find a caterer, you can find a hairdresser, a barber, you can get a mechanic, a plumber, an electrician.
Oh,
and
wow.
the reason that started was, you know, about 10 years ago now, a long time ago, I moved back into Nigeria from abroad. And I rented a place in Lekki, Lagos.
Right.
Yeah? And the place was run down, you know, just terrible. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was supposed to be new build, but run down. So, you know what I mean? Long, short story, you know, we had to get people in to try and do the place up to our standards, as it were, which were not very high, but still. But we couldn't get a good person. And, you know, we just had, you know, the anyhowness. I don't know if you've heard that term before. So we just really got caught up in the anyhowness of how things are done in Nigeria, which was really frustrating. But eventually we found a plumber, you know, and that guy was so good. And he's still good today. His name is Shola, so you can go and find him on HandyJack.
Right.
Actually, now he's a builder, not a plumber anymore. He's evolved.
Okay.
But yeah, he was so good. So I said to Shola, wow, your Oga that taught you must be very good. So that was my lack of understanding.
Right.
And because I didn't have an Oga. I'm like, how did you learn now? Because my understanding is most handymen, tradespeople in Nigeria go through this informal process of, you know what I mean, learning.
Right.
And he goes, no, I went to technical college. I'm like, really? Yeah. He said, Ojo. I'm like, in Nigeria, yeah. He goes, yeah. I couldn't believe it, you know.
Wow.
But the guy was so good. So I said to him, why have I been having problems finding a good person when there are many people like you? If you say you went to a technical college.
Absolutely.
You know, are there more people like you? He goes, yeah. So why can't I find them? He goes, so he starts giving me all the stories, all the challenges. So I'm like, what if I build an online platform where people can find you? He goes, that would be good. But I'm like, you pay to register, shall? He goes, like, how much? I was like, maybe like 50K a year.
Right.
And he goes, okay, that's affordable.
Okay.
So that's how we started, really. Today, we don't charge anybody 50K a year. You know, it's actually relatively small. But still, you know what I mean? So now we register people competent. We do a competence test to make sure that they have a basic competency to do what they say they can do.
Right.
We do a skill assessment test online. For the competence. We do vetting as well. We verify them to make sure they are who they say they are.
Right.
That's to build trust and credibility. So you can go and find them online. And recently, actually, if I may just digress again a little bit, you know, we've been using HandyJack in Edo State, which will replicate across Nigeria, you know, as a tool to curb irregular migration, i.e., all these people, to stop people from trekking across the Sahara Desert in an attempt to go abroad for better living. You know, so we're trying to create jobs for them and reduce unemployment.
Oh, that's
so
wonderful.
That's a little bit about HandyJack.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful what your company is doing right now. So you're playing a major role. You might not really think that you are, but you are playing a major role. To think that out of that frustration in terms of like getting a plumber to sort your plumbing issue, you created HandyJack. That's also very inspiring. So if any artisan is trying to get on your platform, how much would they have to pay per annum? So
it depends on the category they choose to register in. You can register for 2,000 naira a year.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully we won't change that next year. But
okay.
2,000 naira a year. For that, we'll show your name, your telephone number, your picture, obviously.
Right.
Or 5,000 naira a year. We show all of those things, but we have 5 bullet points of what you do.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If you register for 10,000, we show everything we just said, but we'll give you more space to market yourself, as it were, because it's an online marketing platform, really.
Right. Okay.
And then the highest is 20,000 a year, which is almost like a mini website on its own.
Oh, wow.
So that's how much it costs to register.
No, that's absolutely wonderful. Now, if customers want to reach you, how can they get across to you?
If a customer wants to come to us, IBEZ, you can go to our website, www.ibez.com.ng.
Okay.
Or you can email hello, that's HELLO, Hotel Echo Lima Lima Oscar, at IBEZ, that's India Bravo Echo Zebra.com.ng. Or you could telephone 081-331-89477.
Awesome.
And for HandyJack as well, you can go to the website as well, which is Handy, HANDY, -jacks.com. And the email address is handyjacks@handy-jacks.com.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Omo. Just before you go, right, what advice do you have for young ones who are looking to delve into the tech industry? You're looking to own their own tech company one day.
Okay. As we all know, you know what I mean? Everybody says tech is the future. Tech is now. You know what I mean? And tech is the future as well. In Nigeria, we are in a unique position, to be honest. In Nigeria, I'm a software developer, so I talk from a software development perspective. We don't build software solutions very well. So there's a huge opportunity for people to come and start building software solutions that solve problems in Nigeria and do it the correct way. And reduce capital flights and all these things, so money doesn't keep going abroad and create wealth. So young people need to know that. They need to know that there are huge opportunities. And the other thing is there's this myth, if I talk a little bit about girls and technology, and technology, that technology is hard, software development is hard, coding is hard. Coding is like 5% of the software development process. And IT is broad anyway. So there are so many opportunities, so many ways you can actually plug yourself in. You don't have to be a coder. You can be a graphic designer. You can be a software architect. You can be a tester. You can be a business analyst. You can be a software designer. You can go into networks. You know what I mean? So there are so many areas you can plug yourself in and start doing things now that solve problems that people need. As I've just said, 37 million, and that figure may not even be correct because it may be more than that. MSMEs in Nigeria, 99% of them are micro businesses, i.e. businesses with less than 5 people. All of these people need to get online. They need to get automated. So getting online is one thing, i.e. building a website or getting a web presence, social media, one way or the other. But there's the other thing about automating your processes so that you run better, faster, make more money, save money. You know what I mean? Build databases. You've heard of all these things. So you have huge opportunities for people to do things, So you shouldn't shy away because I don't know mathematics. Software development is not about, or programming is not even about software. It's not about mathematics. It's more about logic. You know what I mean? So as long as you can think logically, you have a little bit of creativity and imagination, you can do it.
That is wonderful.
That is my advice.
Thank you so much, Omo. Thank you very much. That was very insightful. And I hope that aspiring techies can learn from that and not just think it's all about coding. There are other sides to it as well. Thank you so much, Omo. It's been great having you in the studio.
Thanks for having me. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome. Do have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
And you too.
Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available as podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Doing business in Africa can be complicated. Politicians sometimes create circumstances that hurt businesses and consumers, and then they hide behind a wall of to avoid taking responsibility for their bad economic policies. On Red Tape Africa, we slice through the jargon, drawing a direct link between government actions and their effects on businesses across the continent. Red Tape Africa is where we break down the jargons of business and economic policies in plain English so that you can understand how the impacts on your business and on you. Join us every Tuesday and Thursday on Africa Business Radio as we deliver an impartial verdict on these policies. Red Tape Africa, economic policy impact in plain English.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board the flight that takes you from Stretton to Straightened. We are seconds from takeoff. We ask that you please fasten your earpiece into your eardrum and please log on to africabusinessradio.com to avoid being distracted. Thank you for choosing Africa Business Radio. Enjoy this cerebral journey. You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available as podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Doing business in Africa can be complicated. Politicians sometimes create circumstances that hurt businesses and consumers, and then they hide behind a wall of to avoid taking responsibility for their bad economic policies. On Red Tape Africa, we slice through the jargon, drawing a direct link between government actions and their effects on businesses across the continent. Red Tape Africa is where we break down the jargons of business and economic policies in plain English so that you can understand how the impacts on your business and on you. Join us every Tuesday and Thursday on Africa Business Radio as we deliver an impartial verdict on these policies. Red Tape Africa, economic policy impact in plain English.
Okay. Welcome to 989 Tech Talk. This show is an affiliation with Africa Business Radio, your number one online radio station. 989 Tech Talk covers all things tech in the agricultural space. My name is Michelle. I am mad about tech. No. Welcome back to 989 Tech Talk. The next on today's show is travel tech. Now, whether it's for business or for pleasure, the way people travel is constantly changing, and this is driving innovation and growth in the travel tech startup sector. With me in the studio today is Fade Ogunro. Fade is the CEO of Bookings Africa. Booking Africa is a driving force across various sectors of the Africa media and tech industry. Fade is constantly innovating and influencing local and international brands and organizations with her extremely creative and vibrant personality, brilliant ideas, positive mindset, and numerous achievements. Good morning, Fade. Thanks for coming in the studio today with me.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, and thanks for that amazing intro.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm like, all of that is me.
You're welcome.
That's nice. Thank you.
Awesome. Fade, tell us a bit about what you do.
All right. Well, right now, because I do wear a few numerous hats, but right now I'm proud to say I am the CEO of BookingsAfrica.com.
Woohoo.
So I'm sure your listeners are like, what's that? It's like a travel company, but they book hotels and flights across Africa. That's the first thing that comes to a lot of people's minds.
Right.
No, we are nothing to do with flights and hotels. There's so many other companies that are already doing that, so I'm not going to compete in that space.
Okay.
What Bookings Africa is, it's the first Pan-African marketplace. So we are simply connecting talented individuals through to clients anywhere across the world.
Right.
So when I say talented individual, what I actually want to do is formalize the informal sector. So such as the gig economy.
Right.
I know lots of people who are bankers Monday to Friday, but they're DJs on the weekend.
Right.
And they're lawyers Monday to Friday, but they break down as a side hustle, or they're makeup artists, or they're hairstylists.
Right.
So now, if you are, let's say you take a trip to South Africa, you're in Cape Town for a wedding, and you need a makeup artist to come to your hotel and do your makeup. Where do you go online right now to book them? So where you can see their price, you can see their availability, you can compare prices with everybody. Just like you want to book a hotel and you see all the prices of all the hotels.
Right.
Where can you go online right now to see all their prices, see the dates they're available, see their work portfolio, see ratings and reviews from previous clients.
Right.
So that's what Bookings Africa does. So across Africa, we have about 15 services. So from dancers, comedians, DJs, makeup artists, hairstylists, fashion stylists, voiceover artists, photographers, videographers, equipment rental, location for filming.
Right.
And now at the tap of a button, from sourcing all the way to payment, you can book and pay for this securely online.
Wow.
That's Bookings Africa.
That's absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
I hear there's an app also coming in December. Tell me about the app.
The app actually went live 3 weeks ago, so we are on iOS and Play. Yes. Today is actually our 3rd week anniversary.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
We literally went live. Thank you. Literally 3 weeks ago. So the website went live in Nigeria in April. And between April and, let's say, about August, we had about 1,500 various talents sign up.
Wow.
And on the website, I know, right? On the website, we were only offering 7 services. So I was kind of using that as a way to test the market, to say, do the talent really want this?
Right.
Do they actually find it useful?
Right.
And we had over 100 bookings in that time between April and August.
What?
Yeah, on the website. So I've actually raised my pre-seed round. I'm glad to say in August, I raised $250,000 as my pre-seed round of investment.
Whoa.
Which enabled me... Yeah, girl. So it enabled me to scale across Africa and also add more service options.
Wow.
So now we have 15 services and we're in 3 locations. So we're now in South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria. That's what happened literally once the app went live 3 weeks ago. The plan is, by December, I do want to have 25 services, not just 15. And I also want to add Ghana and Ivory Coast as well to the market.
Right.
And ideally, all things are going well, by December next year, the plan is to have 50 services and be in 20 African countries.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay.
So you could go to the most remote parts of, I don't know, you could go to Ouagadougou and you could find a videographer. You could go to Cape Verde and you can find your models or a photographer or a voiceover artist or a hairstylist. Or makeup artist. So it's really all about, one, connecting Africans, because these are services. When I travel, there's some basic things that I just don't have access to.
I agree.
Why is it I can sit in Lagos and I can book a flight to Mombasa and I've never been there, and I can book a hotel based on my budget.
Right.
But when I get there and I'm like, actually, this Mombasa, the beach is amazing. I'd love to have a quick photo shoot here.
Right.
Hey, we all love to live on the gram, right? Why can't I find a professional photographer for my budget of $50? I don't know. And then there's a language barrier. Right. And then somebody might refer a photographer. But what your idea of art it's quite subjective. Right. What your idea of beauty is subjective. So I haven't seen the photographer's portfolio. I don't know what their prices are, but I just have to go with it just because you referred them to me. I'd like a place where I can actually make an informed decision myself.
Right.
And so that's the idea of Africa, basically. And so far, so good. It's been an interesting transition from my media life into the tech world. But I think it's really pushing me to learn a lot, and I think that's really important for any entrepreneur to have a high rate of learning and just literally absorbing information all the time. So definitely, if you are a geek and you do like to learn, then don't be deterred by the tech world, because a lot of people are just like, hey, you don't know anything about tech. You're in media. You're a radio presenter. You have a TV production company. You shoot videos for Davido and WizKid and Tiwa Savage. How can you get into tech now? What do you know?
Right.
So I was like, well, I didn't, but I learned. And this whole journey, actually, I made the decision to start the journey in 2018. So barely a year and a half later, I've got the app running. So I just also want to use that as a point to encourage other people, especially females who are like, hey, I've got this idea, but I'm not in that space.
Right.
And, you know, a lot of people think I must know how to code before I can get into tech. Trust me, I have no clue.
Right, that's interesting. That's kind of like what we had with the conversation we had with the previous guest. What you just said now, it's just one. You don't have to have it all figured out. You know, like you can start. And it's a learning. It's always a learning process. You know, you can learn on the job. Just continue learning, and that's just really good.
And
go ahead.
I think it's also important to highlight what your natural strengths are.
Right.
I know that I'm more of the ideas person. I'm more of the connections. I'm more of the business development.
Right.
I know the team that I want. I know the culture, the company culture. It's my vision.
Right.
So when I just hire a team of developers and say, hey, this is what I want. And then when they do a test version, I'm like, okay, this is right, this is wrong, this won't work. I'm also looking at the tech solution. I'm looking at the Bookings Africa app from the perspective of a client, because obviously owning a production company myself, I would be a typical user of that service. So how easy is it for me to navigate myself, especially because I'm not in tech? So what people don't realize is the tech guys don't actually have the customer experience.
Right.
So they're just like, oh, we can build a solution, but it might not necessarily be something that's easy for a non-tech person to use.
Right.
So it's good that I'm actually coming from this background, because I'm like, hey, what's the user friendliness of this application?
Right.
So, and then I've also got, so that actually helped a lot when it came to the interface and how easy it is to navigate around the website or around the app itself. The regular tech guys, they didn't see some of these pitfalls. They're just like, oh, but it's great, I coded this, and when you do this, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's all fine, because you know you want to show off that you've got all these coding skills, but the client doesn't care if there's a pop-up or there's an AI or there's a visual. No, that's just interrupting. They just want to go from searching to payment as quickly and efficiently as possible. So let's streamline that. So yeah, I just also encourage people that, hey, you don't have to know it all. It's like, you want to get into building a house. Some people are good in interior design. Some people are great at actually building the blocks itself as a bricklayer or something. You don't have to, you don't know. There's not that many interior designers who are also bricklayers.
Exactly.
You know, you kind of have to pick your strength. But everybody at the end of the day plays their role to ensure that you have a beautiful house.
Right. No, that's
a beautiful and functional house.
No, that's really great, and that's absolutely inspiring. And one thing I like about the app is if you're so I know you're expanding, and in December I would like to have you again on the show, talk about like the new countries you've added onto it and the features and all what. What else I appreciate about this is if I'm, for example, in South Africa, right, and I'm trying to get a photographer or whoever I'm trying to get on the platform, I can easily browse your photos to see their work, check their prices, and like book them based on my availability, and that's just really, really great.
Availability and budget,
and budget. That's so important.
You can say, I don't want to spend more than $30 an hour, or I don't know, if it's you're in Nigeria, I don't want to spend more than $5,000 or $10,000 an hour on a photographer. And everybody who's willing to take who's put that price in appear. So straight away, maybe there's like 10 photographers that fit your criteria. You can then look on the portfolio, read about them, the biography, see pictures of the previous work that they've done, as well as read ratings and reviews from other clients. So you've got all the tools, all the information that's transparent and very convenient for you to make an immediate decision, and you pay.
Exactly.
Done. So, and in terms of the payment as well, we actually make it super secure, because once you make a payment as a client, you've got a dashboard in your account. So you see the money leaves your account and it goes into your dashboard in your account, and it's in an escrow. So let's say you've got a photographer for the 4th of December. So it's then on your dashboard and say, hey, you've paid for Jim, the photographer, for the 4th of December. You then have up until the 2nd of December on your app to cancel and initiate a refund yourself.
I was going to ask about the escrow.
Bookings Africa. Yeah, you don't even have. I want to make it as all the solutions to be tech enabled. I really do, in the nicest way possible. I don't want to speak to that many people. I don't want to have a huge customer service team. I want it all to be as automated as possible.
Right.
So you just literally, you can cancel and refund up until, let's say, the 2nd of December. So 2 days before the job is done, you're able to cancel and refund yourself immediately. Then the money will move from your escrow directly back into your account.
Right.
Now, if it's within the 48 hours, so let's say you've booked Jim, the photographer, for the 4th of December, and then on the 3rd of December, you realize that, some emergency has come up and you can't make the photo shoot on the 4th of December.
Right.
As a client, you're only now available to move the date.
Right.
You're not going to be able to get your money back because we have a 48-hour non-refundable policy.
Right.
Because we also want to protect the talent as well. Because one of the major issues talents face is lack of payment. And some of these talents, they would have come from, 10 miles away, 15 miles away. They would have cancelled a lot of other jobs because you've booked them so far in advance. They would have cancelled a lot of other jobs.
Right.
So in order to do that, we also promise the talent that if you do get a cancellation within 48 hours of the day of the booking, we'll still give you 50% the value of that job. Even if that job is cancelled by the client. So it's encouraging the client to actually put value to the talent's time and then say, okay, I can't make the 4th of December, but I can move it to the 8th or I can move it to the 10th. So you'll still carry out that job, but the job will still be carried out, but now you just have to do the date. So that's what we encourage, that's what we want to encourage the clients to be aware of as well. And then as soon as the job has been completed, the money is paid directly to the talent instantly, and we keep our 20% commission.
Right. Now, that's absolutely amazing. Now, for talents to get in touch with you, how can they do that? Talents and customers. So let's start with talents first. How can they get in touch with you or find your business?
It's really easy. Go to bookings with an S, bookingsafrica.com.
Right.
You could go to the contact us page when you get there. So it really depends on what exactly your query is. If it's a technical support or if it's just just a general inquiry. The contact us page has the various email addresses of which you can use to contact us. There's also social media. We're very active on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Our URL is just literally Bookings Africa, everything. So if you're on Twitter, it's twitter.com/Bookings Africa. Facebook Facebook.com/Bookings Africa. LinkedIn, LinkedIn.com/Bookings Africa. It's everything. It's just pretty simple. There's Bookings Africa. And then, of course, if you do have an iOS phone, Apple phone, or you do have an Android phone, you can go to the Play or iOS store and just literally search Bookings, once again as an S, and then space, so 2 separate words, Bookings Africa. So just go on your iOS Play Store, download the app. It's absolutely free, and they can create their own profile. Everything is free. So it's only when you get booked and you get paid that we keep our commission. So everything is free.
Thank you so much.
And we do all the promo for you.
Oh, really? Nice.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All the marketing costs.
Thank you, Fadi, for coming on the studio today. We appreciate it, and we've learned so much about your business. And we'll look forward to having you again on the studio in December.
Definitely. I look forward to it too. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye. That's wonderful. What bookingsafrica.com. Thank you so much, Fadi, for being in the studio with us today. Thank you, Omar Clark, for being here as well today. Next on today's tech show, we'll be having a guest who is in the virtual reality and augmented reality business. When we come back, learn more about that.
Wake up! The revolution is here. The future has just been uploaded on the cloud. To download it into your consciousness, listen to 989 Tech Talk, only on Africa Business Radio. 989 Tech Talk with Michelle. Wake up! The revolution is here. The future has just been uploaded on the cloud. To download it into your consciousness, listen to 989 Tech Talk, only on Africa Business Radio. 989 Tech Talk with Michelle.
You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available as podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, Welcome on board the flight that takes you from Stretton to Straightened. We are seconds from takeoff. We ask that you please fasten your earpiece into your eardrum and please log on to africabusinessradio.com to avoid being distracted. Thank you for choosing Africa Business Radio. Enjoy this cerebral journey. You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available as podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board the flight that takes you from Stretton to Straightened. We are seconds from takeoff. We ask that you please fasten your earpiece into your eardrum and please log on to africabusinessradio.com to avoid being distracted. Thank you for choosing Africa Business Radio. Enjoy this cerebral journey.
Welcome back to 989 Tech Talk. I have with me in the studio Uche. Uche is a VR and AR specialist, and he will give us the inside scoop of the gaming world. Uche, nice to have you in the studio today.
Hello, Michelle. Thanks for having me.
So tell us about what your company does.
So the name of my company is Quadron Studios.
Okay.
We have an AR VR arm called Quadron XR,
right,
which stands for experiential reality,
right,
which kind of like is an umbrella for AR, VR, and MR stuff.
Right.
So for those who don't know, I probably need to define the terminology.
Okay.
AR means augmented reality, and augmented reality is the simplest example is if you've used Instagram filters,
right,
and there are things that are not, say, realistic in the picture, so you have like a dog ears and you open your mouth and the tongue comes out.
right.
Those extra layers of animation or interactivity, that's what we call augmentation of reality.
Okay.
The use cases vary from simple things like Instagram to the enterprise space where people use it to, say, spot broken pipes inside a wall.
Right.
So it kind of layers the pipes. People also use it to access information about a product. So if you look through, one device that is popular is the HoloLens.
Right.
And it allows you to access information about certain objects that have been predefined on it.
Right.
So that's that about augmented reality.
Okay.
There's virtual reality, which is more popular.
Right.
I would like to think that a lot of the audience have seen videos on the internet of people freaking out with VR headsets on.
Right.
So the experience varies. With VR, there are video games,
right,
there are learning applications,
okay,
and there are also entertainment type stuff. So people watch like 360 videos in VR too.
Right.
360 videos is like it puts you in a different world. It creates like a 3D environment around you, and you get to experience it.
Right.
So the thing about VR, which is different from augmented reality, is that it takes you away from reality.
Right.
It's virtual reality, so
right,
it puts you in a virtual reality.
Right.
And for that, there are certain. So Quadron Studios creates a lot of enterprise training apps, and what we usually create simulates a real workspace environment. For instance, we have an app out there,
right,
that simulates a place that is on fire,
mm-hmm,
and it's used for fire drills. And so we created an office, a workspace, and we had fire extinguishers installed in the places.
Okay.
The real fire extinguishers were installed.
Mm-hmm.
So you have an idea. If you go through the experience, you have an idea on what to do should there be a fire outbreak in your office,
right,
and you know the location of things and how to operate and where to gather with your team.
right.
So it's a different way of learning. than from video or from someone teaching you, because you get to experience it firsthand. And usually it's easier to remember things that you experience. As they say, experience is the best teacher.
That's wonderful. That's really, really great.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to... Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. You could ask.
Okay. I mean, it's great. How do I pronounce the name of the company? Quadron Studios, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
That's wonderful. And I like what role your company plays in the AR and VR space. But there's also so much. A lot of people are making so much money in the gaming industry, right?
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that in terms of like the whole money making side of things?
Yeah, I think the gaming industry is big.
Right.
It's booming.
Right.
These days, there are some documentation out there on the internet that from Netflix and folks from Hulu,
right,
that shows that games like Fortnite are actually making more in terms of numbers than these platforms.
Right.
So the gaming industry is competing with a lot of these streaming platforms because they have a similar target market, young people who want to get entertained. And now, with the kind of games out there, it's easy to not just get entertained, it's easy to also socialize. So a game like Fortnite allows you to play as a player, but also play with players from all over the world in the same environment. So you can discuss, if you have like a headphone, you can collaborate.
Exactly.
And I think that has been pivotal to the gaming industry.
I agree.
Also, before I forget to mention, something big globally and is also big in Nigeria is esports.
Esports, of course.
And esports is funny because I know a lot of people grew up playing games and had their parents say, go and read your books, you can't make money playing games.
Right.
Esports essentially flips that script because people make serious money playing video games. And so they play games and they stream their content online on YouTube. They get paid by YouTube advertising.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they have a lot of people watch it.
Right.
And it's gone so far these days that you have people who create teams.
Right.
So for instance, there are esports players who are funded by celebrities, and you have like a Nigerian team and they play globally and they actually win prize money.
Right.
And so it's a career of some sort these days. So there's a serious boom in the gaming industry globally, and I think Nigeria is quickly becoming a part of that industry.
I know. So an article I read online talked about how pro gamers make an estimated $1.1 million a year playing video games professionally.
Yeah.
So it's really it's amazing. Now, just so we can sort of like, just the last question for you today, like what role does your company play in the VR and AR space? What role does your company play?
So we create VR apps, different types of interactions, and they range from enterprise apps which teach people, which teach workers about certain skill sets or put them in certain places, to actually entertainment apps, to apps for brand activation.
Okay.
You understand? So it's a wide array, but I think we are the first company in Nigeria that are developing apps that are of high quality and very interactive.
Right.
And particularly, there's this new headset that rolled out by Facebook.
Right.
It's called the Oculus Quest. If you're interested in VR, it's pretty affordable. It's like $400.
Okay.
And so that gives more people access to the technology.
That's
so
wonderful.
We create apps. So we just included, we're the first guys in Nigeria to have the tool set to create apps for that platform.
That's incredible.
And we are about to roll it out.
That's incredible. Now, if people need to reach out to you, how can they get in touch with you?
Okay, you can reach out on our website, www.quadronstudios.com, or on any of our social media handles.
Right.
You can type Quadron Studios on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we'll definitely be quick to get in touch with you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much for being in the studio with us, Uche.
Thank you for having me.
You do have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you. And that's it for 99 Tech Talk today. I hope you've learned so much from today's show. Thanks to all of the founders who came on the show to share an insight about what their company is into. Thanks to Omo Clark from iBest. Thanks to Fade from bookingsafrica.com. And last but not least, thank you, Uche from Quadron Studios, for being here today. And that's it for today. Catch you guys next time tomorrow.
Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.